Check in with me, the Boss Exchange. TheBossExchange.com. Let people see what the power of relationships is.
I got some new age stuff going on there.
Yes.
Looking forward to the exchange, Brian.
Back on the Boss Exchange. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started, man, just for the sake of time. And many of you guys have already joined us with the Boss Exchange, but my name is Brian Washington. I am the founder of the Boss Exchange. And what the Boss Exchange is really me taking all of the relationships that I've had in the past and bringing them under one roof so we can share each other's gifts and work together to help each other skip some steps. You know, so the Boss Exchange is really to make that connection between each other. So what we usually do is we allow people to introduce themselves, share who you are, where you're from, and also what you do. You know, so with the Boss Exchange, this is not just on Thursday nights where we have these networking meetings where we talk about, like I said, share who you are and what you do, but we will have specific Boss Exchange meetings. I think we have one scheduled for tiny homes, one for federal financing and governmental financing, and some other topics that you guys would like to talk about. But we're gonna dive into so many other topics and conversations. So I'm gonna get started. So for the folks that don't know who everybody is, so you can kind of introduce yourself. Also, look, I want to keep it short and sweet if we can, right? Just say who you are, where you're from, what you do, and then we'll come back around and kind of let you expound. But I'm gonna start with Mr. Robbie Young, my man.
You got me now?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yeah.
First
First of all, Happy New Year, everybody, and here's to a prosperous and abundant 2024. And so I'm Robbie Young. I've been a national sports therapist for the last damn near 40 years with the Olympics and stuff. I've also been an artist and a producer on the charts with Warner. And these days I'm about giving back, working with different projects regarding supporting things like Africa, supporting kids in emotional intelligence as far as expressing themselves through musical and artistic platforms. So it's give back time for me, and that's kind of where my head is at these days. So there you go.
We appreciate that, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Carlos Long, tell them who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year.
News.
My dude.
I got a construction company, some land back in New York. I'm currently in Asia. Started manufacturing these tiny homes. I'm trying to get into affordable housing business, also exporting building material business. So I'm here to, I appreciate Brian for this. I'm in China manufacturing these tiny homes. I feel like affordable housing is definitely where the industry in real estate is gearing towards. At the same time, while I'm here in China, I'm trying to export a bunch of building materials. They have a bunch of building materials that U.S. don't have yet, including charcoal fiber boards, LED panels, a bunch of materials that is coming from China. So I appreciate Brian for this platform that he's building, allowing me to network with other builders and other entrepreneurs alike. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I see Miss Erin King. She got a camera up. I know she's dealing with the kiddo, so I don't think she wants to say anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and go, Mr. Derek Edwards. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and what your plans are.
All right, good evening. My name is Derek Edwards. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I currently live in Marietta, California. I'm enlisted in the Marine Corps. And I'm on track to retire this summer, and I'm looking for new ventures. And that's why I'm happy to be here and getting to know everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you. Derek and I have been talking a lot about business out in the California area. He has wants to be able to do some governmental contract stuff and get into a few other things. So we definitely he's gonna be a force to reckon with. Mr. Derek Williams, I see you here today too. You want to tell us who you are, where you're from?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Happy New Year to everybody. First of all,
thank you, sir. Happy New Year to you.
My name is Derek Williams. I'm a retired, semi-retired, should I say, out of the construction field, and trying to get on the disabled veterans list. No, I'm currently 9% disabled veteran, but I'm working at that 100%. Hopefully, I get that 10% here this year, and I'm looking to invest in real estate.
All right, all good, all good. Mr. Chancellor Ports, go ahead and tell us who you are, where you're from, my brother.
All right, you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, how y'all doing? I'm from New Road, Louisiana. Chancellor Porch. Happy holidays, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
And real estate investor in Point Capee Parish, just west of Baton Rouge and West Baton Rouge, and been accumulating long-term rentals, and I fix and flip a couple every year, and looking to expand my little portfolio, and just been really trying to tap into some alternative financing, and been working with Brian, and trying to meet some people on the platform, and do some networking that way, just trying to expand my portfolio as far as capital and some construction.
So yeah, chances of moving shaker in this area. I think a lot of what we're going to learn too is a lot of people in real estate and even business look at small towns and don't think that you could own multiple millions of dollars in real estate and do multiple millions of dollars in work. Chancellor has done that, and he's really aggressive as a contractor and developer, but he's bringing some great things to this community. I think there's going to be some great exchanges with materials that we can get through Carlos Long from China as well, and to give us that cutting edge and that advantage. I'm gonna go to my man, Mr. George Sanders. I know he in the building. I seen him light up the camera a second ago, but there you go. What you say?
What's going on, everybody? Prosperous New Year to you all. Hopefully my mic is on and all that good stuff. So I'm George Sanders. I own the Daily Gospel Network. We are a Christian television network. We're on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. We have an internet station as well as mobile apps, both Android and iOS. In addition to that, we have a few platforms that we help people brand themselves to monetize themselves. One being write your book in 30 days. And we also have create your own talk show and podcast in 30 days. So, the whole being behind all of those is really we show people just, how to be their own PR, how to market themselves, how to brand themselves. And then ultimately, when you can do those well, you can make money.
That's right. That's right. And George has a wealth of experience also in real estate as well. So he understands the full gamut of things. So not just the side of just the marketing, but he's also done a lot of, he's owned a very large mortgage company at some point. And so he is a mover and shaker. There's been a lot of people tapping in with me. Everybody wants to write their book. So I called George today saying, bro, if you not on the call today, man, we not friends no more. You know what I mean? Because I've had so many people want to write their own book, figure out, learn how to do it. I think it's a great advantage because everybody has a story and a testimony to share, right? And so we want you guys to be able to tap in. We'll be hosting an exclusive Boss Exchange meeting for George and what he offers to the community and what he can offer to you as well. So as well as, guys, if you have any services that you can offer or want to tap into maybe one of the church groups that he has, I think you have over how many churches in your network, George?
It's over 1,000. We currently have 386 that are on the network that do their show every week.
So an idea about that, George, how many people would that represent as far as bodies and thinking those churches? Do you know?
Oh, Jesus, man. On a low level, you're talking about a church having, a membership of 100. And then we have some churches that have memberships of up to 10,000. So it's a great way to kind of, get your message out about whatever you're doing. We are more of a national brand than it is localized. So we have people all over the country, all over the world watching the network.
Okay, good. And how many people you think watching your network at one time? So just to tell, kind of share a comparison.
just to give you an idea, we don't have too much analytics on that in regards to like Nielsen, because we are a streaming platform. But just to give you an idea, on our Vimeo account, we do in excess of 300,000 to 500,000 views monthly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, just for the sake of time, man, I appreciate you sharing that. But again, if you guys want to tap in with George, we will host those Boston Exchange meetings for him, specifically for your book. And as well, if you want to tap into his network and think you have something to offer to church groups. I know one of the guys at Funding Sources said they have some fundings for churches. So let's make that connection. Let's help some folks out with our gifts. So I'm gonna go to Mr. Bill.
Brian, if I could just add just one piece real quick.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
2024, everybody should be writing some sort of book. I promise you. You can with technology and artificial intelligence these days, you can write a book in less than a week. You can write a 10 chapter, 150, 200 page book in less than a week. I promise you can.
You listen, I'm in that line, bro. I'm in the line. I see my hand over there too popping in.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate that.
You got
Mr.
it.
Bill Petrie, I see you in the building. Let's go. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do. Tell them all about that good stocks and what your company offers and what you can do.
Well, CCAJ is a company that sells stock to buy real estate exchanges that mostly veterans.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So you own a company that you guys fund through stocks to help. I think you did some housing as well, right? Is that correct?
Right. Seniors and veterans, correct.
Okay, good. Bill owns a company. I think he's the CFO of a company that is on the stock market. And what they do is they help people gain funding by partnering with them and sometimes purchasing their company. So it's a clear exit strategy for some folks. And I thank you and I appreciate you for joining the call. All right, I'm gonna go to my man, Mr. Roy Sarton. What's happening, man? How you doing? Tell people who you are, where you're from, and I've been telling people about you for weeks. Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm here, bro.
All
Hey,
right,
my-
all right. Good to
My
see
name
you,
is
man.
Roy Sarton. I run a nonprofit called Leave No Veteran Behind. We work with veterans to pay off their educational loans and also to find employment. We fund our program is a little different. Instead of us going out and begging for money, we actually utilize the veterans within our organization to go after governmental, corporate, and local contracts. So on any given day, my payroll runs from about 80 to 135 veterans on any given 2 weeks, taking on various contracts to help us sustain the program.
Man, and Roy does a lot more than that, man. He's a movement shaker. He's usually all over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what part of the world you're in today. You know what I mean? Well, you're in the Philippines, man. Look like
I'm in Alabama today, so I got to be here for a couple of days.
Oh wow, that's a new one, bro. I wasn't expecting that one, bro. Alabama.
And we have projects in Alabama.
And Mr. Brian came from the Derek. Go ahead and tell us who you are, where you're from, and your experience. I know you kind of introduced yourself to me before, but let's go ahead and share with the group.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
My name is Brian Faggett. I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Scotlandville area. Grew up there. Got shanghaied here to Dayton, Ohio. My beautiful wife, Toy. I'm a retired 20-year field artillery officer. I was a combat engineer for 7 years in Louisiana National Guard there. So construction, I've got a lot of knowledge and experience with. Plus, like I said, I work with Derek. My goal here in this meeting, actually, my wife and I, we're a team in this. My biggest thing right now, being retired, is to find somewhere that I can invest my money. I can tell you this honestly, I'm kind of excited already because for the past 11 years of marriage, everybody's been hitting me up with network marketing stuff, and I've exhausted thousands of dollars into nothing that wasn't fruitful at all. So this is something, listening to just a few people I already heard, veterans, real estate. I can't wait to hear the rest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm excited. But I want to introduce my wife, Toy.
Hello, Miss Toy.
Hi, how's everybody? My name is Toy, Brian's wife. I am a 32-year manufacturing engineer in automotive engineering. And quite frankly, I'm looking for plan B so they can be my plan A and I could
Use my retirement.
yeah, be retired with my husband. I'd like to find something that
We can invest our money.
we can invest our money in. We do a lot of volunteering with our church. We support our church pantry and feed the community, and that's where our interest lies. So if we could find something where we can live abundantly to support that ministry, that's what we like to do.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm sure you will find it in the Boss Exchange. So that's really the purpose behind this, right? It's for allowing people to be able to operate in their gift and be able to work towards the same purpose. I'm sorry. So that the things that were a stumbling block for me can become a stepping stool for you, right? And that's the purpose of why we connecting relationships through gifts, so we can operate as one body, But for the sake of time, I'm gonna let you go, Miss Christy Bell. Tell us who you are, where you're from. I know you got your camera up, but go ahead and share with the group what you do, because there may be somebody who needs your service.
Hey, Brian, I'm Christy Bell. I'm with Logistic Mortgage. And I've been in the financial industry for, about 25 years. My specialty is residential mortgage lending. Right now I'm covering the whole state of Louisiana. And we're expanding to Georgia. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but I actually live in Atlanta, Georgia at the moment. So we're looking to expand to Georgia, but right now we can help you with any of your residential mortgage needs. If you're purchasing, you're refinancing. I know most of you have probably seen the news within the last couple of days about rates. So we're expecting rates to drop. Rates should drop or change 3 times this year, 2024. So we're waiting for those rates to drop so we can put some people in homes and maybe refinance some of these homeowners into a lower interest rate.
Awesome. So what is the rates now? Do you know what's the current interest rates today?
It really depends, Brian, on the scores for the borrowers. I mean, I have some really good borrowers in my pipeline right now with great credit, everything looks good on their file. And right now I have one that's approved. She's at 6. It's really not that high, 6.75.
Okay.
I have some that's lower. It just kind of depends if I can get a credit from some of my lenders that helps to drive down the rate. I've had some at 6.25 without having to buy down anything on the rate. So it really depends on the credit, and some I have at 8%. So it really depends on that. But by myself being a broker and not a lender, I have access to about 15 lenders that I deal with. So I'm shopping rates. What works for one, what won't work for one lender may work for the next one. So we have down payment assistance. I have some lenders that'll give you on FHA the full 3.5% down payment assistance that could be forgivable, and money towards closing costs. So that's the difference between the broker and the lender. Is I don't have just one product. I have about 15 lenders, and they all have different guidelines. They have different products, so we can get you in a home.
All right, awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that. Mr. Alton Bates, I know you had something that you wanted to mention about the veterans, and go ahead and tell people who you are, where you're from, first of all, and then share what you do.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Can't see you, but we can hear you.
Alton Bates. Unfortunately, I've been a longtime friend of this guy right here who's putting this on, and I want to thank everybody for being a part of this situation. Brian and I have actually been in business forever, but I like everything that everybody is saying, specifically with the people who are talking about other things with veterans. I actually have a special program going on right now, so I'm pretty sure he will connect us with that. But yeah. So that's good. I hope everybody had a great new year, and I just like the fact that we're moving forward. It's 2024, and I like the movement that we're doing right now. And I think this thing is going to be great. I can't wait to see you on YouTube. We all gonna be on YouTube in a minute. You
Yes,
know,
yeah,
yeah,
eventually.
it's gonna, yeah, eventually it's gonna be crazy. But if anybody ever needs any resources, just contact Brian, and we can have those private conversations as well. But it's all about getting to know each other, uh, getting on this platform, being able to sit out there and get your ideas out there, and know that someone is interested in business and what you're doing, and to push your ideas forward. And
Yeah,
that's what this is about.
that's correct. That's correct. I appreciate that, AB. So look, I think we're done with the introduction. So what I want to move forward with is really what our next steps is with the Boss Exchange. Where do I see this going? And we've done this now. This makes the 5th week, you know, and so within this 5th week, this has really been a networking, like you said, just for people to get to know each other, to kind of understand what we're doing and understand the power in exchange, right? Because we are considered to be one body, and the body is fitly joined together, one supplying the other. But the way we supply that is we have to be connected. If we're not connected, how can we supply each other? Right. And so the Boss Exchange platform is for that purpose, right? That I connect these relationships and each other's and us together so that we can work towards the same goal. So one of the things that we will talk about is this is not just a platform we're going to talk about things and not have action in place, right? So when we have these next Boss Exchange meetings and the one-on-ones, you will see that we'll share with you an outline of basic fundamentals of what I see that we need in business, from the legal perspective, from the processes, from the paperwork to and other relationships, so we can build and add and grow together, right? So at the end of the day, I know that you guys have benefited from some strong relationships you had in your careers, and this is my relationships, right? And so I think over the last few weeks, we've had, I think, almost 100+ people from all over the world tap in and join the Boss Exchange platform. I do want you guys to make sure that you go to the website, thebossexchange.com, build out your profile, right? I'm looking for people to make requests, to want to meet with you, to have interest. I see I've shared this for several weeks, and I want to make sure we do that. So build out your profile, tell us who you are, what you do, where you're from, what you offer, right? So these people can say, hey, look, I want to meet with this person, I want to meet with that person, right? And so we do have that Boss Exchange for Mr. Carlos Long scheduled. I think that is on the 2nd. And also we will have Isaiah Marshall. He's not on tonight, but he'll be on next week. And as well as on the tiny homes, he is going to help us facilitate some federal contracts and governmental contracts for affordable housing. So I know that's a big interest for everybody on the platform, even if it seems like most of the people on this call are connected to real estate in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, whether you live in a home or need a home, or whether you are looking to buy investment properties or want to help people purchase their first home, or even affordable housing, this is the platform for that, right? We've also had people from the software technology industry. I think we definitely need to make sure that we tap into technology and understand where the market is going, right? So that being said, I'd like for you guys to tell me any other topics that you would like to see moving forward on the Boss Exchange that we hadn't talked about or hadn't covered. And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Robbie, because I know you and I tap in, and when we met, we tap in at a different level. So go ahead and share with us, what do you think that you would like to see on the Boss Exchange moving forward, and any meetings that you would like to have on going forward, even the one you mentioned to me today.
So for me, it's definitely, like I said, this period of my life is giving back, and it's about supporting other countries. Music is my background. Also, one of my partners, I'm not sure if Mike had a chance to get on, doing health and supporting people and learning how to take care of themselves mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. For the people who are in corporations on there, I've been a corporate facilitator for 35 years. I've worked with Parliament. I've worked with the Olympics, broad spectrum on things like that. Then there's the whole other thing that you and I talked about this morning, B, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
where, and I want, before I talk about this, I want you to have the experience of talking with the meeting that we're
Okay.
going to have. And I think what we'll do then is introduce that, because I think this is something that's everybody deserves to have and to be aware of. And that's regarding your own mental, emotional, financial being while you're here on the planet. Let's put it just like that.
That's right. That's right.
And
Now,
we're
sir,
talking
let's do that. So,
financial well-being too, as far as, knowing your rights, knowing and different liberties and things like that, which are very important, because most people
yes.
are walking around on the planet unaware of some of the things that are going on. So it's awareness.
Yeah, so having that global experience and perspective is it's definitely a need because we all live on planet Earth, right? And so many
Yes, sir.
times we are blinded in what we do every day, but kind of blind, and forget about the rest of the world. But Mr. Long, I want you to share with us. I think, one of the things that I think, because you're in China, a lot of people see products being made in China, from software to clothing to construction material, so pretty much anything that you can think about, right? And so I think there's some advantage because you've lived in New York, and you can help people kind of create even other products that they want to. And also, in addition, just to tap into that real quick is, as far as servicing for federal contracts, Mr. Derek, that there are opportunities for being able to get products from China that we can service to the federal government, right? We can supply to the federal government. I think I had a relative that's had a contract to provide masks when COVID first hit. And so those masks all came from China. So those things that we can tap into and having a resource. So when we're bidding on those projects and looking at what's available, we have a resource to be able to get those things. But what do you think, Carlos, about what you would like to see on the Boss Exchange moving forward?
So I've been going to different factories, checking out pricing, getting visuals, videos of the product. But as collectively, as you know, in any sales, when you purchase in bulk and wholesale, prices go down. So hopefully, if we're able to collaborate and order collectively, our price will go down. And also, I'm only really interested in the new modern materials, things that you can't find at Home Depot. So we're a step ahead. I don't want to compete with Home Depot, but China has a bunch of new materials like bamboo charcoal fiber boards, the LED panels, bunch of new materials that they do not offer back in the States. And so as collectively we work together, if you're a builder, not only do we get the cost down, but we also have a unique item that you do not sell yet back in the States. These tiny homes, my first initial company, aside from building materials, was these tiny homes. And right now I'm actually in Thailand for unique areas that's high tourism. So I can place these tiny homes so you could actually invest into a home away from home. Not only these tiny homes are more affordable, mortgage free, but you're able to start a community where you could have music festivals, a getaway. And when you invest in these, you have something that's tangible. You own it and you're able to make money right away by Airbnb it out, or you're able to sell the item. So that's what I'm gearing towards. I actually committed last year, being away from my family in Asia, pursuing this business venture. So again, thank you for this network that I'm able to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Mr. Derek Williams. He's still on. I see him.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm here. What you got?
So tell us, what would you like to see on the Boss Exchange and what we haven't covered? Anything that you would like to see or discuss that you think would help you move forward in the Boss Exchange, or one of the one-on-one meetings that you would like to have? Please share with the group.
Well, I don't see anything, know of anything extra outside of what I've already heard. Everything's sounding good. I am interested in the tiny home. I do have a little piece of property, a few acres, that I'm looking at developing into a community, whether it be affordable or for disabled, the elderly or whatever. That's just something that I'm looking at doing here this year.
All right. So we all on the same page, like one body. I like it.
Yeah.
Mr. Roy Sarton, man, I know you well traveled, man. I'm gonna go to you next. tell me, based on what you see tonight, and it's your first time coming to Boss Exchange, what would you like to see and how you think we can help improve those connections and move forward? Mr. Roy Sarton, if you can hear me.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm here, man. Sorry.
All right.
You know what? I think I'm pretty open. I think if I was to tune in, I think something that would be good would be maybe some of the pitfalls or the roadblocks, I should say, that we run into as business owners. So, for example,
Okay.
what are some of the things that people taught me along the way as far as getting like corporate contracts, for example?
Okay.
Or in construction, I don't know construction industry, but I know like they have issues with the bonding and the process of getting bonding. So a lot of times with what I've heard with other Black contractors is that it's not that we can't go after contracts, is that we can't get the bonding so that we can go after the bigger contracts. So I think if there's anything that I think for a good exchange of people is that some of the pitfalls that or roadblocks that we run into, that we could all share information to help each other, because there's enough money out here for everybody. So just pitfalls.
Man, shit, go ahead and expound a little bit on the corporate funding, man. You said you tapped on one that I was like, okay, so what you think of one of the pitfalls on being able to get corporate funding and partnership that you've had to do? And if you don't mind, could you share with them some of the corporate partners that you've had?
Yeah, so I mean, we've worked with from Boeing to McDonald's to man, I can't even think right now. But our biggest struggle that we had in the beginning was getting the proper insurance. And so you
Okay.
can always have somebody to say, "Oh, I'll get you insurance. I can get you insurance," but it's not the right insurance. It's the $2 million and getting all of the caveats in place.
Okay.
It's finding business partners who'd be willing to let you like ride under their coattail for a while. So that's the reason why with us, with our veteran programs, when we go after contracts, we actually partner with we let individuals in a way partner with us to go after corporate contracts where they kind of use our years of our time in the business, right? So that they kind of ride under us kind of as a sub, but they have experience. They can show that they've worked with contracts over $1 million. They can then kind of help them go and move on. And we've helped a number of individuals start their own companies that way. So it's just go for it.
Go ahead. That's awesome, man. I think that's spot on too, because I think there is some the 8A program has an apprenticeship program as well. You know, so really that's what this is about, right? It's about connecting those relationships that you just said. You can help them skip some steps. You know what I mean? You can help people not have to have that stumbling block that you had that might have cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. And that's what this is really about. That's what this platform is for, man. I appreciate you sharing. Looking forward to, man, look, everybody gonna be hitting you up and trying to like, look, I need to have a boss exchange with him. This man doing, you know what I mean? You're already tied to the veterans and you already doing what a lot of people would like to do.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
also think we need I think there's a lack of grant writers too. Like really, I think everybody can kind of write, but you need somebody who's really done governmental contracting. So I think for me, if there was an exchange, it would be something to that effect, like resources even that I could share. My grant writer, just people who have helped me in the process, or my broker, or even if you're in insurance right now, like connecting you with my broker to say, so you can learn to train your broker on.
That's good.
So to learn how to actually, you know, because I'm very good at, I think with business and doing business with people, I'm very good at minding my business. So and I mean that. I think a lot of times
I like that.
it's bad because people don't worry about their business. If I say this is what I do, I'm very clear what I don't do and what I do. I focus on what I do. If we go in on a deal and you make $1 billion and I make 25,000, that's what I agreed to. That's my deal. That's my business. And I think those are, you know, some of the pitfalls we run into in doing business with each other. But I think we could, with the right group of people, man, we could really go and help everybody grow.
Right. It's enough money. I hear you said that, man. And I agree with you, man. I think that's why I say that the body is fitly joined together, one supplying the other. That as long as we move and know what our position is and what part of the body we represent, we can all do well. We can all do really well. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna go to Mr. Navarro Gray. I see you over there working, but I'm gonna let him tell you who you are, where you from. And tap in a little later. This is my guy from New Jersey. What's up, Navarro?
Hey, what's up, Brian? How's everything going? How's everything?
Man, all is well, man. Tell these folks who you are, what you do, where you from, man.
My name is Navarro Gray. I'm an attorney. I've been practicing law approximately 20 years. I have a split practice. Half of my practice is devoted to criminal law in New York and New Jersey, with a little bit of family and real estate. The other in business law, the other side of my practice is devoted to entertainment law. On the criminal side, outside of having a private practice, I'm a municipal public defender in about 6 cities or municipalities in New Jersey. So that's different than a full-time public defender job. That's like a political appointment for the individual cities, just in those municipalities, cities or towns. And then on the entertainment side, I've represented, artists such as Fetty Wap. I represent him still, the Isley Brothers, Little Kim. So I have older artists as that, a lot of new artists, platinum producers, tons of them that are responsible for the current mostly hip hop music now, from Lil Nas X, his #1 single, to Drake, to any artist that's pretty much making noise out there. I represent either the artist, the production company, or the producers on the track.
Hey, man, you and I, this is Robbie Young. You and I are going to have to talk, man, because I have an entertainment company out of Manhattan called RJ East Entertainment. And we work with everybody from Jay-Z to Hootie Hoo and Hootie Ha. So,
okay. We definitely have to lock in. I also see Mr. Long on and everything.
Yes,
so,
sir. Carlos is doing good.
How
Yes,
you doing,
sir.
Carlos?
Thank you. Meeting you finally.
I know. Nice to meet you. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what the Boss Exchange is about, right? This is a platform that normally outside of this platform, you wouldn't be able to make these connections and make these exchanges, right? And so why I brought Navarro into is to be able to help provide his expertise and his gifts, et cetera. Him and I were talking a lot about the trademarks. I think he does a lot in the trademark area. And I think a lot of business owners really don't understand that, or don't understand the importance of trademarking. And so just real quick, Navarro, can you share a little bit about trademarking, kind of how it works and in the different areas real quick for me, just to kind of share with the group real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Like the first thing, I mean, a lot of you or some of you may know already that a lot of times I get clients that come in for consultations. They're like, hey, I'm setting up a company. I want to get a trademark. That necessarily may or may not be worth the time unless you're actually going to be using your company name in association with some sort of service or product, and you plan on expanding or upon your city or state lines, etc. If not, the trademark of the name does not necessarily have to match what you're actually trying to doesn't have to match the actual name of the company. It just needs to match the service or the product that you're trying to push. But the first step with doing a trademark is you have to identify what class you actually want to use your mark in, whether it'll be in entertainment, whether it's going to be in managerial services, a cleaning company, merchandise. You want to identify those areas. Once you identify those areas, you would go out and we would do a trademark search to see if that mark is available. That's an intense search that is done through the site, and we even go in depth and see. A lot of people just do a quick look and be like, "Oh, I want to use Gorilla Gum," and they'll, "Oh, no one's using it." But if someone's using Gorilla associated with candy, you might file that and get it denied immediately based off that. So we do an intense search. Once we do the search, we file the application pursuant to the categories. A lot of people go out and try to do it themselves. They go file the application. They're like, "Oh, I paid the $3 something, did the application, I'm good." But no, you're not. Within 6 months, the government's going to hit you back or send you an email with something called an office action, pretty much saying, "Okay, we got your application, even though you thought you did it right." And even as attorneys, we do it to a T, but we not usually get an office action regardless. An office action is something from the United States Patent and Trademark Office where they, reach out and say, "Hey, we got your trademark application, but this is similar. Can you tell us why it's not similar?" Or you provided 5 specimens. Can you provide 10 more specimens to show that you're actually using the mark in commerce? And we go back and forth through that process. Once it's approved, the United States Patent and Trademark Office will publicize the mark. And then that's almost the last step. When they publicize it, it gives other entities the opportunity to object to you having the trademark. As long as no one objects, then they put it through. Now, there's little smaller steps
Man,
in
that's
between.
that man. I didn't even listen. You shared this with me the other day, bro. I didn't know it was so intricate, bro. Like, golly, that's the importance of it. And I saw something the other day that I wanted to mention to you about the trademarks was that I saw a gentleman that sued someone over trademark infringement for $1 million, and he spent maybe $300 on the trademark. Like, he was crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, I
The
think.
benefit. Okay.
Wait, what you said? The benefit of what?
No, the benefit of getting the trademark is that if you actually someone's using it and you sue them, you know, in federal court, you'll get statutory damages. So it's like automatic money if the person has money. But another thing I wanted to mention, Brian, was like in between those parts, what I forgot to mention in the beginning is a lot of people think like, hey, I have to be using the trademark. Well, you don't necessarily have to be using it. They have like an intent to use application where you might see a name, might have an idea. We can go out and snatch that name for you, but then you have 6 months to start using it in commerce. And if you don't use it within that 6 months, we can get an extension, etc. And then there's ways around it. Like some people want to do merchandise, but don't have the merch, but they have the website. So you could do a fake back page on it that no one knows the link, you know, provide me with those samples. I provided to the you know, the patent and trademark office. They see the samples and we could push through. So there's little tricks to the trade that attorneys are used to dealing with.
Hey,
Man,
Brian,
that's
I
awesome,
wanted to
man.
chime in that this is kind of what tied into me saying minding your business, because I've learned the hard way of like, nah, I could just file a trademark myself and run into issues because I didn't mind my business. So I struggle. No, and I'm being serious about like letting an attorney do it. So it's worth it because even if I say this, I had a situation where someone came after me after we used the product, after we started something, we were going to trademark it later. They came and trademark it. You still got to have the money to fight it. So, so it's not even worth. So if you ain't got the money to fight it, it's not even worth it, right? You got to do something else. And so, just to add to your point there, Mr. Gray, yeah, it's important to just get an attorney to do a lot of this stuff, man. It's easy, but even the follow up, because if you're really doing your business and your day-to-day operations, that letter will come in or that email will come in, and you'll miss it because that's not your business. Yep. And so I strongly, whatever the fee is for any attorney, just go ahead and pay it just for the because it's not your business. That's all.
Man, I think you a marketing ad for Navarro, man. I must have talked about this. That's a whole drop for a lawyer, man.
Facts. Yeah. Hey, but you're right. If you miss that letter and you don't respond in time, then they abandon your trademark. You got to start all over again.
Wow. And so, look, that's what this is about, right? We see a lot of, and I think somebody else mentioned it earlier, Mr. Brian mentioned that he's paid a lot of money towards these programs and these podcasts and these people saying, hey, I can show you how to make $1 million and how to go into business. This is called the Boss Exchange, where we reveal the real, right?
Absolutely.
The things that were our stumbling blocks, you know what I'm saying? That becomes other people's stepping stools. So we learn and build from each other. This is what this is about, right? So that's a perfect example of that, and I appreciate that. I see Mr. Adam Campo tapped in with me. I saw him. I thought for a minute, did he go away? Is he still on? Oh, he must have lost me.
No,
What's
I'm
going
here.
on? Oh, okay, I see you over there.
Sorry for being late. I've had some family over and a couple things going on, some business stuff, so my apologies. But how you doing, everybody?
How you doing, man? Happy New Year, Campo.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Tell them who you are, where you're from, man, what you do, and real quick, so
I'm Adam Campo. I own a company called Adam Campo Real Estate here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we do real estate sales, property management, association management, and construction as a leg of the property management division. And we're branching out into different things. I was actually talking to a guy tonight about becoming part of a lumber yard, and that's kind of cool. And we're in the middle of selling a big RV park across from Dow Chemical right now in Plaquemine. So just got some irons in the fire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Adam is a mover and shaker. He had to jump off. He done several different businesses, I think, over the years, and had some great success as well. But I think also with the Boss Exchange, I think we could also help you with even if you do decide to get that lumber yard. We need everybody on the exchange need their material at a discounted rate immediately, just for being associated with the Boss Exchange, right? You need that 30% off, Campo.
All right.
But but as well with Carlos there, we may be able to provide you some construction materials from China, you know, that may put you in a different bracket and be able to bring people to your store or your facility that nobody else has, including Home Depot. And so that's what this Boss Exchange is about. It's about bringing us together to help us to get the goals accomplished and figure out not what's already there, but what's missing. What is the need, right?
Yeah.
Because my saying is, if you meet the need, it's going to meet your need. If you meet the need, it's going to meet your need. So what's the need? And so real quick, I'm gonna go around. I think I shared. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone? Miss Christy Bell, anything that you would like to see that has not been on Boss Exchange from your perspective, that we have not shared?
Well, okay, so I haven't completed my profile yet, so I need to do that. So I'm not
Okay, yeah,
exactly
please do
sure how
that.
that's set up. But what I would like to do is hold myself accountable, or if anybody wants to kind of get in on a challenge where we can make a commitment to do a one-on-one with someone out of the group every week, because I've been in a group before that's kind of similar to this one. And
Yes.
I've connected with people in completely different industries, and just
Yes.
having a one-on-one with them, we had some type of connection, some type of common ground, and we saw that we could actually help each other, or we knew someone else that we could help. So I think maybe making a commitment of getting with the other members for at least one a week, making that commitment, you could be surprised at the common ground and the connections that you can make. So I need to hold myself accountable first, but I would like to meet with every person, even the ones that are out of state, just to kind of see. And it could be something for like a 30-minute commitment per week, just a quick Zoom call or phone call, just to do like a deeper introduction and find out a little bit more about what they do. And I can tell them a little bit more about what I do. So I would look forward to talking to everyone that's a part of the Boss Exchange.
I appreciate that, Christy. Thank you for that. I think that's definitely important that we make those connections. We keep the commitment to what we're saying we're doing. I think next week we are going to definitely cover the tiny home. So if you hadn't created your profile, you would need to create your profile so you can attend the tiny home meeting. In that, we're going to cover from the manufacturing to distribution. Also, we'll let Mr. Long share with us some of the finishes that you can have in these tiny homes. I think he's planning on. I think we could also put the tiny homes and create them into boat houses. Is that correct, Mr. Long?
Yeah, I purchased a marina by JFK in New York, so Q is headed that way. But I'm having a little bit of trouble clearing customs. I realized that I cannot put a motor on them. It would be much cooler if I was able to make it mobile, but it's just too much complication getting it registered and clearing customs, making it mobile. So I'm figuring out how I'm able to clear customs right now. Meanwhile, I'm working in Colombia and Medellin and getting these houseboats in Medellin for now.
Okay, good. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we need to make sure that we can kind of make that connection, and also with the tiny homes, even from being on land, or if you have a body of water, right? This can be a resort style tiny home where people can come in, rent them, and maybe use them as a place to live or a place to earn income. I think again, the affordable housing thing is a very big topic across the country, across the world, and it's a need, right? Because of the housing deficit that we have and the cost of construction and building homes. So tiny homes, I think it is the next wave. It's been the topic of conversation. And the Boss Exchange, we need to be right front end of that, right? So whether you live in New Jersey, Mr. Navarro, whether you live in Chicago, whether you live wherever you are in the world, we want to be able to make those connections and say, hey, maybe you may not want to do that, but you may know a developer, or maybe you have some piece of property, et cetera. You may say, hey, look, I know where this piece of property is along this body of water. And let's try to put a deal together and make something happen. So next week, besides the tiny homes, we also are covering federal funding and federal contracts, right? And so that's really important. So anyone that wants to provide services through the federal government, we want you to tap in, get on, join the call. We'll send out a meeting invite for those things. Mr. Edwards, too, I want to skip you. I want to make sure that because you gave me some insight during the week when we talked, and some dialect, and I'd like to go ahead and let you share like maybe what's missing, what you like to see and even share maybe some other people that you want to meet in the group as well.
Yeah, so I got my eye on Mr. Satin, Roy
Sarton,
Satin.
Mr. Sarton? Yeah,
Sarton. Yeah, I got
Yes,
my eye
sir.
on him, and we took some notes from a previous meeting. I can't remember the names from that note, but yeah, we want to make contact. You know,
Okay.
just me I'm getting ready to retire and transition over to, you know, to civilian sector. And, you know, just want to get into these different business ventures. You know, you can never have too many mentors, people to show you the way, you know, give you the do's and don'ts. And that's what I'm looking for. I think you and we talked about having, just like the Mrs. who was on here earlier, who talked about having that topic of discussion, at least, you know, bi-weekly, if we could do weekly.
Yes.
But I'm interested in the tiny homes, and I'm definitely interested in the government contracting. And so, so far, everything that I would want to see is being, you know, being produced.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah. And that's
All
it.
right, awesome, awesome. And there will be some other investment opportunities. I think several people on the call, like Mr. Long, I think he also owns some property in upstate New York that we're looking at, and I'm planning on going to upstate New York and a stop in Jersey for sure. And so we want to go to upstate New York and take a look at his property. I think it's 1,000 acres and located. Is it an hour
In
away
Woodridge.
from
Woodridge, 2 hours in Manhattan, Woodridge. Yeah, Woodridge, New York. And
Okay.
we already have, so if you do invest, rest assured that you will have the proper staffing to maintain these tiny homes. Because it's so close to Manhattan, obviously Manhattan is a big attraction towards that area. We already provided ATVs. And renting out campgrounds is what's paying the bills right now. So soon when we have this tiny, we're just expanding to what we have. And we already have the staffing.
Right. So definitely, man, I think that's an opportunity. We may need to look at, I know you have 1,000 acres there. Is that correct?
Yeah, bigger than Central Park. Correct.
Wow, that's awesome.
Huge.
That's awesome.
We have a 75% complete concert stage. So we're also trying to host music festivals there. It's also
Okay.
have a little for campgrounds. So you know, it's limitless of what we can build over there. Or even have
Man,
a ski lodge. Yeah.
A still what?
A ski lodge. It's not finished. It's about 70% complete as well. We kind of ran out of funds. But yeah, if you go up there, you'll see an unfinished ski lodge and your unfinished concert stage.
Okay, awesome. So we need to tap in. We'll look at that and have a one-on-one and make sure that we can also let you not just introduce the tiny homes and construction material, but also the project in what's the name of the place again? I'm sorry.
Woodridge, New York.
Okay,
Yep,
got
Woodridge,
it right.
2 hours from Manhattan. Yeah.
Got it right. And so one of the other things, guys, outside of, I want to tap into commercial funding and financing as well. That's why Mr. Peachy was on the phone as well, because I know that his company has been able to provide funding for some other corporations. And we're talking about large lump sums of money and in tens of millions of dollars. So what we want to be able to bring together, make sure we have the right components to make the deal work, right? And the right relationships to make the deal work. With the Boss Exchange, we're building this exchange based on having integrity in what we do every day and making sure that you can deal with other people that have receipts. Not the people out here trying to sell you on something, trying to get you to buy into something, but people that do this, that live these things every single day, right? And so this is not scripted per se. This is not an act. This is what these guys do every day. And I can pretty much vouch for almost everyone on this phone. Either I know them or they came from another relationship. Mr. George Sanders, I'm gonna let you finish off and tell us what would you like to see on the Boss Exchange, and what you would anything that you'd like to cover, any meeting you would like to have as well. There you go.
I'm good, B. I see my man Ogden Carter, Kevin.
Oh, I didn't see Carter was on here. Okay.
Good to see these brothers. No, I'm good, man. You know, you guys are gonna make me jump back in the real estate game. I can tell you that. I'm trying to. Yeah, I like the creative part on what I'm doing, but all this talk about real estate, man, is pretty exciting. And like the young lady was saying, I did see the news the other day. We're talking about rates dropping and probably another 2-3 more interest rate drops throughout the course of 2024. It's probably going to be really good for people in real estate. You know how it is. They get you adjusted to the high rates, and then just any dip makes you want to go out, and it affects the economy. So that's a good thing. So I'm honored to be a part of.
I hope they go down to 2%, George. I hope they go down to 2%.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves now. Let's not.
Man, it's them days, bro. God.
Yeah, there were the days, man. And look, it'll happen again. It'll take some time. I don't think it'll be this year, but maybe in the next 4 or 5 years we'll see rates go back down. But it's all cyclic, man. We've seen it before, and certainly when I owned my mortgage company, I saw it. But at the end of the day, people need housing. You know, whether it's rentals, whether they're buying homes, that's till we see Jesus, man. That's going to be the deal. So I think those of you that are in real estate, this is a great opportunity, because not only you're matching up with people that can build houses, you're matched up with people that can sell houses. You got people that can do financing. This is an awesome thing, Brian. I like this a lot. I appreciate that, man. And we're looking forward to working together with you as well, George. I think you can add a lot of validity to this and get it off the ground because of your experience. And look, you got a network of 300 churches. You know what I'm saying? I know they know people that need houses and housing, et cetera. So well, look, and I said network of 300 churches. We have literally over the last 7 years, we have connected with somewhere in the neighborhood of 7,000 churches. Over this time. And the great thing about it is, like today I had a conversation with 2 pastors in the Bahamas, right? And so they're bringing over a huge influx of churches that over in the the islands, in the Caribbean, that we're going to start putting on the network. So it's just a lot of exciting things, but when you're able to network with people, I mean, I know it sounds like a cliche, your net worth is only what your network is and all that kind of stuff, but it's true. Right. The people that you are around, you hang around 9 broke jokers, you're going to be the 10th broke joker, right? But if you hang around 9 millionaires, there is a great shot that you yourself are going to become one too. So this is a great organization, and I like this, man. This is good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it. We kind of had our limited time for tonight's Boss Exchange, but I do want to also say that we will also have Boss Exchange for entertainment. Those of you guys who are in the entertainment space, we definitely want to tap in with you as well. Navarro, I think you should head that up. You know what I mean? You Mr. Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? He don't say that much, y'all, but he was live on TV. He smiled a little bit, but he's been on national television as well as an entertainment lawyer. So he's recognized, really all over the world in the entertainment space. And so there's a lot of folks that also, want to be in the space and are operating in the space as well. And so also I want to challenge you guys, right? So part of what we want to do is inspire the next me, inspire the next you. So we'll be hosting things for the youth, because a lot of you guys that are on the phone, we're all seasons, right? But what about the next generation? What about the person that has these new ideas that are embedded in this technology and the next wave that we may not see and do every day because we do what we're doing every day, right? So we want to be able to tap into other people, other relationships, a younger crowd, younger group to inspire the next generation. That's really important for me because, again, we can get the people that are already kind of established and doing what we do every day in business. We want to tap into the next generation as well. So you guys, I want you to share this is what we're doing. I will challenge you to say that we are going to, engage a few colleges. We already talked to Southern University as well as LSU. I think my man, Mr. Moffett, was on the phone. I think he's still on. But we also have some NIL deals coming up. We've spoken to Ray-Bans about providing NIL deals for the players for the SWAC. So we look forward to doing that. I don't know if Mr. Kevin, if you can hear me, you want to share a little bit about that, but we do have some things that I think are really, really, cutting edge, and we can be on the front end of those things collectively as a group, right? So even if it's not for you, maybe you know someone else that maybe can benefit from it. So that's what the Boss Exchange is about. I really appreciate everybody who tapped in and who come in every single week. Mr. Long, you ain't missed a week. You know what I mean? The next week I can let you host it, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You done hosted for several weeks. And I appreciate that, man, for coming in and showing up and supporting the movement. Like I said, though, we don't want to just have a conversation. We want to be able to have some exchanges, like Mr. Bell said, right? So let's have those, set up those one-on-one meetings. Let's set up those profiles. It doesn't take, but less than a couple minutes to do so. And that way people can see you, they can follow you when you make this. And this is somewhat of a, I would say, I wouldn't call it social media, but an exchange, right? That we can connect with each other. You can follow the movement of other bosses in the Boss Exchange. Right. Go ahead, Mr. Brian. What would you like to say?
I'm excited when Derek
Yeah.
when Derek brought this to my attention. You never know what to expect, but like I said earlier, not beating up network marketing, but I'm gonna just say this much. I've been trying to, since I retired, been looking to invest money into different things or different situations or different companies for the past 11 years since I've been in Ohio. And been disappointed because there was no return, but yet always when I need you to give more money, but as much as we did the research and the different network marketing issues, nothing panned out, and eventually they disappeared. One of the issues that I want to, I don't know in this panel, but here in the state of Ohio, they just legalized marijuana. They've had the medical marijuana legalized for the past, I think, 3 or 4 years, but now they legalized where everybody can use it. The thing that I'm looking at, I'm trying to do the history. R.J. Reynolds, in terms of the tobacco industry, you can't imagine how many trillions of dollars they've made. I don't know if this panel is. And then at the same time, I'm looking at it here in Ohio, they're actually putting into the curriculum of colleges where you can get certified, because the industry now here in Ohio are looking for people to not only become educated in investing into this new industry. It's not really a new industry. It's going to be a new legal industry. And I guess Greg could tell me something about that. But I'm looking at trying to, besides real estate, to try to find somewhere, and I'm about to get ready to get this class. It's like a 1-year class to get certified in the industry in terms of educating, in terms of how to cultivate it, et cetera, to include.
So Brian, I just to share with you real quick, Daniel couldn't be on today. We call him Fresh, but Daniel is a pioneer in the cannabis industry. He is growing a CBD product and a THCA product. He's been on several weeks. And then we'll schedule a Boss Exchange meeting strictly for cannabis, where you can share and understand. And also, and Mr. Navarro, I think Gray is also on some dispensaries that are getting ready to come open, I think, pretty soon. You can share a little bit about that a little bit, Mr. Navarro.
Yeah, so New Jersey just kind of did the same thing as Ohio. So they had medicinal out for a few years, and they just started approving the recreational licenses. So it's not going to be as flooded as like Vegas or Colorado or
California.
It's going to be like each municipality based on the population might have 1 or 2 dispensaries. Like Newark is one of the largest cities in New Jersey. They are only, I think, going to have like 4. So it's based upon population. So it's going to be somewhat of a monopoly. So I was able to get involved with some groups. So we got the first 2 opening up February 1st. And then we have an actual grow facility also opening. But I would love to engage in that conversation when the Boss Exchange addresses that.
Let's go. So I wanted him to share that real quick so you guys can see that it's not just real estate, that we all kind of have the same synergies and things that we're involved in and would like to know more about. And so we'll hold a specific Boss Exchange for cannabis. And I think there's another gentleman on the phone. He's not chimed in, but his name is John Anthony. I think he has a dispensary, I think in Louisiana and maybe Mississippi. And so we'll get him involved as well. So like I said, there's a lot of folks that came in and got off the call today, but We look forward to having specific Boss Exchange meetings so that you can tap in, learn from each other, build with each other, right? My name is Brian Washington, man. I appreciate everybody's time. I know it's late in some place, maybe early in China and Thailand, a little early, but in New Jersey, you know, and everywhere else it might be a little late, you know what I mean? But we appreciate you guys tapping in from all over the globe to the Boss Exchange, man. I'm excited about this movement. Let's have some progress. Let's get some things done. Let's have realistic results. It's called the Boss Exchange, revealing the real, revealing the real. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. And all we doing is do what we do every day. Operating our gifts so our gifts can make room for us. So let's keep it going. We out of time, guys. Please, next week, tap in. Next week will be a panel discussion because we're expecting a lot more people to join next week. So please register early. So if you've been a part of the Boss Exchange and want the ability to be able to speak and talk, you need to register and be able to be on the panel. I also have a lot of students that want to tap in and come along on the call. So we want to make sure we minimize, you know, the kind of talking or whatever, and make sure we keep it organized. So next week when we put out this ad, go ahead and register. Make sure you get on. And let's do it. Let's do it. The Boss Exchange. Let's go to the website, thebossexchange.com, create your profiles, and let's invite somebody for next week. I appreciate everybody's time, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Let's tap in. Let's go.
Everybody.
And Happy New Year. I'm sorry. Happy 2024. Let's go. First one of 2024. Let's go. Thank y'all.